Welcome to Akello Dayan TV, and we're going to
Welcome.
talk about something that happens in many relationships. Trust can get
Trust.
broken.
It can.
Trust can get broken. So when trust gets broken, how do you rebuild it? Can you even rebuild trust in the first place, darling?
I think you can.
You can,
I
right?
think you can, yes.
Yeah.
Nothing is too far gone that it can't be mended.
Exactly. And anything that can be broken can also be rebuilt.
That's it.
Yeah. Anything that can
It's
be broken
just
can
being
also,
purposeful.
yes, being purposeful. And it's just realizing that sometimes your spouse can do things that don't sit right with you. And trust can be broken when it comes to finances, when it comes to social relations, when it comes to information, when it comes to property, when it comes to secrets. Maybe it's perhaps you disclose secrets to your spouse, and then your spouse ended up using that against you. Trust can be broken. Half truths. You find out some information later, you're like, oh my goodness. All along I thought I was your mother. It's not even your real mother. Oh my goodness. Misinformation.
That's drastic.
Yeah.
Lying about your mother?
Yeah. And these are some of the stuff that we end up finding out. Or maybe even the child that you thought was yours isn't actually yours.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah. So, maybe the family money has been misused in an inappropriate way. So there's so many various ways that trust can be broken. Maybe you just found some very, 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 very inappropriate conversation between your spouse and somebody else of the opposite gender. And you're like, oh my goodness. And maybe your spouse has been doing some things that that have just come to light, and they have shook you to the core.
Yes.
Trust has been broken.
Trust has been broken. How to rebuild broken trust. Alrighty, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, so first and foremost, identify what trust has been broken.
Yeah.
You have to identify, pinpoint it. Like, oh, this is where the rain started beating us.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, identify the issue and then deal with it.
Yeah, you identify because perhaps maybe your spouse is a great parent. Maybe your spouse is a great spouse. Maybe your spouse is very prayerful and all this kind of stuff. But then they've let you down when it comes to finances, where that's where trust has been broken. Maybe your spouse has been great in other areas, but then there's this one information that was not shared. So identify, is it in terms of information? Is it in terms of finances? Is it in terms of a relationship? What is the area that trust has been broken?
Yeah, and also I think, the reason why, I say identify is because sometimes you could be thinking, oh, they're mad about this, but they're mad about that.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not even what you're thinking. So it's good to identify what it is first.
And both of you agree this is the area. This is the issue. This is the mountain you need to climb.
Yes.
Because how do you climb the mountain if you don't know which one you're climbing? So identify, this is the mountain you need to conquer. And then once you've identified, of course, in identifying, you will know who's the one who's broken trust. So the one who's broken trust should own up to their wrong.
They should.
I am sorry I let you down in this manner.
Yes.
I'm sorry I let you down in this area. I'm sorry I dropped the ball in this area. I take full responsibility.
Yeah.
So whoever has broken the trust, take full responsibility. Own up to your wrong.
Apologize. Yes. And after apologizing, apologizing has to be accompanied with changed behavior.
Yes.
So there has to be a change in behavior. There has to be a way that you're doing things differently that informs, the person you're in a relationship with, that actually this person is worth giving another shot, or this is worth working on, because you know what, they're trying really, really hard, in this area.
Apology should be followed up with effort.
Effort.
You're supposed to see the effort.
Yes.
So, for example, if the trust,
not just empty words.
So if perhaps sometimes the effort could be an abundance of information. you are literally letting your spouse know what you're about, what you're doing, because you know you're trying to win back their trust.
Yeah.
You know, maybe perhaps trust was broken because a lot of that you used to spend a lot of times away from your spouse. Now this time around, spend your time with your spouse.
Yeah.
So some effort in line with where the trust has been broken should be seen. That transparency, that
yes,
effort.
absolutely.
Yes,
You know, where maybe there's been passwords, you can maybe share a password, or you can just be like, hey, you know what? I'm totally open now.
Yes.
You know, feel free to ask me anything or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. And then once you start seeing this effort, to the one who, if you're the one who feels aggrieved, you're the one who feels like, you know, your partner is the one who's broken the trust. When you notice this effort from your partner, no matter how small, celebrate it. Celebrate it. Cheer your partner on as they work on rebuilding trust. Remember, even you, the one who's been aggrieved, even you, the one who feels offended, you have your role to play in rebuilding the trust. It's not a one-way street.
And speaking of the aggrieved, also, you know, try not to beat up the other person with their sin or their offense.
Yes.
You know, you don't constantly remind them, oh, you know, I'm mad because you were. You know, you shouldn't keep beating them up with their offense.
Yes.
Because that doesn't feel good, and that's not going to help matters. It's only just going to create a further rift.
Yeah. And in line with that, be patient. You know, trust
change takes time.
You know? It takes time to rebuild. You know, so the thing about trust is that it takes time to build, and then once it's broken, it just falls down. Pap! And then once you rebuild, it also takes time. So be patient. Celebrate your steps, even if you feel like you're not making that faster progress. You know what? Just be patient. Eventually, you're going to get there. Remember also why you're together, because sometimes, as we saw earlier, identify the area. When you identify the area, you will realize that there's so many other good things that you do have. Yes, as you work on this area, don't forget the many other good things. So remember why you're together. Remember the journey. Remind yourselves. You know, and also remember your past victories. You know, those times when things were shaken in your relationship, and then you overcame. Remember that even this time, you too shall overcome.
Yeah, and if you're feeling some type of way, you know, as you said, remind yourself. Maybe you could go watch your wedding videos, just watch that day, or any other, you know, time when you two have had a beautiful moment on video, or you know, look back at pictures. And just remind yourself why you love this person in the first place.
Yes. Those good old days, you know. Good old days when you're smiling from here to Timbuktu, you're laughing, you're having a good time, you're at your silliest. Go back and be reminded of the journey that you two have walked. Be reminded of that.
Yes.
And then one important thing also is, the one who has broken trust, ask the one whose trust you've broken, how can I win back your trust?
Very important.
How can I win back your trust? So that now they can offer the solution, or rather the roadmap.
What can I do to make you feel okay? You know, because that's so important, when the other person at least feels like you're factoring them in, that you care about how this misstep has affected them.
Yes.
Yeah. It's important.
It's very, very important. And also talking about new conversations, you know.
Yes, new conversations. It doesn't always have to be about that issue. You know, that issue is such an elephant in the room that it takes over every facet, you know, and every conversation. It shouldn't be so.
Yes.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room should not keep you from noticing the beauty in each other.
Yeah.
You know,
the beauty of life.
Yeah. Don't forget the beauty of life. I have to get to have new conversations, laugh again,
yes.
Make a joke, you know, see something new afresh. You know, go watch the sunset. You know, compliment, praise. Make some new memories, like, oh my goodness, darling, you're looking good with that purple blazer, man, looking lovely. Something as simple as that, you know, just enjoying each other's company afresh, making new memories, making new experiences, so that you move past this issue, oh I'm hurt, oh I'm still offended, oh you're not forgiving me. No, move past that. Get to have new conversations.
Yes, and rebuild your friendship again, because when trust is broken, that friendship kind of is strained, and sometimes it's even non-existent. So it's important to rebuild that friendship again. Start doing things together again as a unit. Play cards in the house, dance together in there, put music.
Even if you're not great dancers.
Have a dancing competition or something. Like make your marriage fun again. Did I mention play cards? Play cardboard games with the children. Go for evening walks or morning walks, whichever you prefer. Just start doing stuff together.
Yes.
That's just going to build that friendship again.
It's true. The reason why this season hurts, it's because what you do have means a lot to the both of you.
Yes.
That's the reason why if it didn't mean that much to you, it won't hurt. So it's because it hurts, it means that you've got something special. So rejuvenate it, protect it, take care of it.
Yes.
And go ahead and study other couples before you who've had the same challenge and they've stood. With couples over there.
And YouTube does it sometimes, with just a simple search, read about it. How did they overcome?
Yes.
It might just give you some tips on what to do.
Exactly.
Instead of just leaving it.
They overcame, and you too can do
overcome.
the same. And if you're stuck in a rut, why don't you consider also going for counseling? Go for counseling together and be like, hey, let's just go talk about this issue. Let me vent, you vent. Because the one who's also broken trust, he or she is hurting in a particular way.
Yes.
And also the other one whose trust has been broken, also they're hurting. So both of you get to vent, get to air your views, get to share. Because sometimes when the person who's been hurt ends up hurting the other person in another way. So heart begets heart. So hurt people. So counseling will help you to unpack all these matters, and so that now both of you feel heard and both of you can begin to rebuild trust.
Yes, it would be actually awesome if couples normalized counseling. That's a good way to try and rebuild trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you two are going to have your relationship back. And most of the times, couples enter into their best season after they have hit rock bottom.
That's true.
So you're probably going through this situation, you feel like this is your rock bottom. Guess what? If you two work on rebuilding this relationship, you might enter into the best season of your relationship, which will be the realest, the most authentic, the one that you realize we have something that we could have lost.
Yes, because you laid it all bare and worked from the ground up.
Yeah. And there's nothing as powerful as looking at your spouse and knowing that your spouse is looking at the real you. The naked you. The naked you, like, this is who I am. With all my flaws, and my spouse still loves me.
Yeah.
You two can do this. We are rooting for you.
We're rooting for you. And one last parting shot, don't repeat.
Don't repeat.
Don't repeat the offense. You already know it's an offense to your relationship. Don't do it. Don't keep repeating the same thing, hoping that person is going to keep forgiving you.
Yes. Don't abuse grace.
Don't abuse the grace that you're given. When you're forgiven, work towards it, show effort, and get your relationship at a happy place again.
Yes. You two need each other. Work this out together. You will make it. You will get there.
You will.
And we wish you
the best of love. Alrighty.